right, guys. What's up, everyone? And welcome to your Guitar Pirates podcast, special edition Halloween fart extravaganza. We have a podcast host. We have a two-time appearance on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We have someone who just might want to draw you a cat, and he is a Shark Tank winner. So watch out. So he might bite a hole in you. And also, honestly, one of the creator of one of the hottest anticipated guitar pedal releases this year for 2021. That's what we brought him in here for. We brought him on the ship just for you guys. The creator of the fart pedal, Mr. Steve Gadlin. Did I get it right?
You got it right, man.
Awesome.
Every detail, every pronunciation, aces.
Nice. So jumping right into this, I hope I got some of that stuff right in the beginning. How does it feel to crush the Kickstarter goal?
It's really humbling, but also pretty validating and exciting. You know, this idea has been brewing for a while, and everyone I talk to would tell me, you know, it's cool, but no one in their right mind, no serious guitar player is going to want a fart pedal. But I know I'm not a serious guitar player, and I totally want a fart pedal. So, you know, for me, it was important that this thing exists and that it be made. And we set our goal really high because, you know, component shortage and production is all just crazy expensive. And I too was, you know, I guess I was a little skeptical after day one. I thought, all right, we've got 20 takers. This is going to be a slog. But how freaking exciting it's been to watch it take off from there. So, yeah, it's been awesome. Very exciting to see.
Well, I'm looking at it now on the Kickstarter, and I mean, it's 40,000 over. I mean, you're at $71,000 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I would think you'd be making more than 250 now, right? Or is it still just 250?
We're going. So, you know, we wanted to make the first 250 pedals special, and they will be. So they're going to come sealed in a can of beans with an awesome label, and you're going to need a can opener to get it out. So those first 250 are signed, numbered, cool little certificates of authenticity. But yeah, we are making more. We'll probably produce about 500 now. The other 250 will still be fart pedals. They're just going to come in a regular old box. And we may throw some up on Reverb if we have extra inventory or some other marketplaces as well.
Of course.
So yeah, we'll make 500 of them, and we probably won't ever do a second run of it. And you know, I don't know how. Well, who knows? This is my first guitar pedal. I don't know what kind of longevity these things have. We'll see how it goes from there. But I want to make sure that those early adopters are treated as something really cool. So we're going to make sure those first 250 are really outstanding shelf pieces.
Oh, of course. Well, we'll kind of halfway backtrack a little bit.
Sure.
How did this whole thing originate? Like, was it you and a team of people, or did you just kind of like spring up out of a dream and say, man, I want to fart in a pedal right now?
So it actually started with a microphone idea. I wanted, you know, I worked at a microphone company, and I wanted to put a chip in a microphone or somehow put something in it. So when you gave it to someone and they started talking into it, the only thing that would come out of the speaker would be fart noises, you know, so it'd be a fun wedding prank for the best man or whatever. Just hand him the mic and all anyone hears is fart blast. So I worked with an engineer on that for a little bit, and we just determined it's going to be too hard to fit something to make it discreet. And the idea kind of fell to the wayside. And then I thought, well, wait, what about a guitar pedal? We got a little more room in there. So I talked to another engineer buddy of mine, and he said, well, it's absolutely possible, but why would you want to do that? And then I stopped him right there. I said, just roll with me, man. We're going to do it. We're going to make it. And the people will come, man.
Yeah, you've definitely made a lot of people really gassy.
For sure, man.
Gear acquisition syndrome.
For sure.
Hit.
But you know what we found too? There are a lot of people who are real skeptical and have no problem telling me so in YouTube video comments. just telling me this is stupid. I thought, all
Like,
right, that's cool. That's, honestly, that's a fine opinion to have, but I don't want to invalidate the opinion of those who are excited about it, because I still think it's cool as hell.
Those are the purest, as we say.
Absolutely.
yeah, that's kind of it kind of takes the whole fun out of it, because I think like if you are serious in this whole thing, like, are you even having fun? Like,
Right.
what are you doing with this thing?
Yeah, and some people are upset that the farts don't track the notes that you're playing, and I understand that too, but you got to remember, we weren't out to make a musical instrument here. This is postmodern, man. This is very
Yeah.
meta. This is no. Play whatever you want. We are replacing your signal with fart noises.
Yeah, that's
That's what it is. That's why I think it's so fun, because it's unpredictable what's coming out of this thing. You're surprised, the listener's surprised. It's farts. And if you want musical farts, I don't know. I don't think that's, even though that may be more musically effective, I don't think it'd be as exciting or as fun.
Or as fun.
Yeah, for sure.
no.
Especially if you have a really loud amp.
Right.
And see what the neighbors are gonna say.
Well, we have a guy in Sweden who's reviewing the pedal. It's on its way out to him. And I sent him one because I saw in his videos, his amps were like room size amps. And I thought, my God, just to hear this thing blast in one of those would be worth it.
Is it Ola?
Yeah, Ola.
Okay,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's one of my favorites.
Oh, awesome. There were like certain reviewers who people just kept tagging in comments. So we reached out to them, and some of them reached out to us. And yeah, it's been fun to see a woman who plays pedals through her harp.
Yeah,
A review
That was
recently.
one of my questions. I wanted to
yeah.
know your thoughts on this. Like, I thought it was hilarious.
It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I was in tears watching it, just laughing so hard. And I was really skeptical. Her partner reached out and said, she plays the harp, and I'd love to surprise her. And we were really low on prototypes, but they caught me at the right time. And I said, all right, fine, we'll send it. And the video, they had it done in a day, and it was just so good. And what it did was it validated, like, this is what we made this thing for. This was it right there. And she expressed it so well and laughed so genuinely. And it was a great proof of concept for us of like, oh, this is funny. Like,
Yes.
she will laugh, and people were laughing along with her and enjoyed the video. So I feel really lucky. It was stupid luck that I sent out this last prototype to her to test. And I'm just so happy with how that video came out.
Well, this is kind of going to get into the nuts and bolts a little bit. And if I go too deep, please tell me, shake your head or whatever.
Sure.
Are the farts digital or analog?
So they have been crafted by a sound design company in Chicago. These are real custom, deliberate farts, and they're not digitally generated. They're analog. It's as a Foley would create them. I think they used balloons and gels or whatever else. These are
Okay.
professional fart. What's great is when I reached out to them and I'm like, look, I need fart sound effects for this pedal. They're like, well, you have three choices. We have this huge library of pre-made farts you can choose from, and that'd be, little money. For a little more money, we'll give you then an exclusive license to whatever farts you pick. But for even more money, we'll create brand new farts for you, and you'll have the exclusive license to them. And I thought, like, it was stupid money. It was like about, over $1,000 for these fart sounds. And this is before any commitment to purchasing the pedal at all, right? And I thought, like, well, what would 13-year-old me, would he be proud of me for not seizing the opportunity to own fart noises, my own
Yes,
library
like
fart sounds?
You literally own these fart.
Yeah,
It's like a jazz standard now. Like,
Yeah,
you own
and if
fart
I can't
standards.
monetize them through this pedal, I'll have to find some other way to make that money back. But so I went with the expensive option, and I didn't tell my wife about it. I'm like, she'll kill me if she knows the money I just spent on custom farts for something that doesn't even exist yet. So a big relief too when the Kickstarter tipped. It was, oh my God. Turns out there will be a return on this investment. So it wasn't so crazy after all.
Please let me hope that you have to take somebody to court for stealing your fart noises.
I hope so. I got to get him into YouTube so the videos get flagged if the
That'd be the
farts
best.
are-
That'd be the
So
best
good.
thing ever.
Yeah, we'll probably, if I hear them in a Foo Fighters album, I'll know they're mine.
Those are my farts.
Yeah, and we'll reach out. But we'll probably, if someone actually uses the fart pedal in a recording, I'll let them get away with it. I'll just flag it and say this is ours. We know we contributed to it.
We were talking about what we want to run it through. I've been wanting to run this fart pedal through a wah-wah pedal.
That would be interesting.
And just to hear like some of the or like a tripped out delay or something crazy,
Or a
nothing
Korg
too much
Miku, we hear a lot. People want to run
Yeah,
it through the Miku.
that was another thing. Have you heard of that pedal, and
Yeah.
was it influenced at all from that?
Well, as soon as I mentioned this pedal to one person, they told me, "Oh, have you heard of the Korg Miku stomp?" And I hadn't, because I don't really play guitar. But yeah, we get compared to that a lot. I think that one's a lot more technically advanced, right? That's some pretty sweet DSP and note tracking. I think it's a great pedal. This is obviously like, the I don't know, the discount version or something like that. But we do have so Emily the harpist, I just got an email from them. They did tests with it through like 10 other pedals that they're going to publish another video next week with running the
awesome.
fart pedal through other pedals. So
That's great.
yeah, I'm really curious to see. And that's the thing too, like, people say, oh, it doesn't track your notes, but if you're creative, you can find ways to patch it through other pedals and have it do stuff like that. So, this way it's great. We'll get to see people who are far more creative than I am, what they can do with this thing and what neat music comes out of it.
Jim, what do you got, bub?
Oh, I was just thinking about what pedal I would run it through. I've got this whammy pedal that you can drop octaves or you can have it pitch shift up and down. So just
That's awesome.
thoughts.
That was one thing that I thought, and I know it kind of gets nuts and boltsy here, but if it had some sort of sweep in it, so you could sweep the fart and make it kind of go like a trombone, you know what I mean? How like a trombone slides and how you can,
Yeah.
because I mean, you can't really control a fart. You know what I mean? You can hold it in and hope for the best. You can push it out real hard and hope for the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see us doing, something where based on if it's a low note, it's a booming one. If it's a high note, it's a squeaker or something. And we are doing some some, whether it's for farts or something else, some sort of DSP to try to track the note and the length of the note. But it gets really tricky once people start playing chords or.
I think the uniqueness of it as it sits is fine. Like,
Yeah.
just it's a fart pedal, guys. Like, what do we expect here? It's not going to be like a xylophone. You can play
Yeah.
every note in the known to man on it. You know what I mean?
Especially
for
having
sure.
the wet and dry signal. That's the best.
And that's the guy who did the actual engineering on it talked me into that. We had talked through maybe a ton of different knobs, room type, and all this stuff. And my thought was, this has got to just be stupid simple. I don't want someone to adjust it. And but then he said, well, what about a wet and dry toggle? And he explained how wet and dry is a common musical thing. And I thought that was brilliant. So that, okay, we can split up the farts to the wet ones and the dry ones. And I made sure the sound design company knew we needed the full spectrum there. So yeah, that I thought was a great addition. And people have been really commenting on that a lot and liking it. So I'm glad we did that.
Is the fart pedal its own brand name, so to say, or is there a brand over the fart pedal?
Well, yeah, there is no other pedal. So I have a brand called fart.pizza that I've just used for my email address and for all my other projects. It's sort of a catch-all. So maybe it falls under that, but until we have a library of effects, and this might be the only one, to be honest. We'll see. I have no idea. But yeah, no brand. Right now it's just the fart pedal. And the engineer too, his name's John Halverson. He's working on a bunch of side pedals too that are actually like really useful pedals. So he has a brand called Toolbox Electronics. That this isn't part of that. But I'll do what I can to help promote the real stuff he's making. Got some cool effects that he's working on. So
of course. Now, do you have plans of maybe pranking some people with this pedal?
I will see. I got, that we have these decals that you put over the logo so it doesn't say the fart pedal on it. And those, the first ones come in the mail this week, and then I'll test it out. I drum, so I play with a couple groups, and I'll probably try to sneak it in. But unfortunately, they all know what I'm working on. So if I show up and say, "Hey, try this pedal," they're gonna say no. But I definitely will challenge others to do that, and I'm hoping to get some really good videos once this thing gets released of people being surprised by their fart pedals.
It'll be everywhere. I'm just curious. I can't wait for Ola.
Yeah,
because just the thoughts, because he has that Ola testing shit is what it's called.
Yeah,
and I will be anticipating that to be on there.
Oh,
his
for
following
sure.
is huge.
And he mentioned it in his last, like his Sunday with Ola video. He had a short thing where he had said, "Hey, look what was just released. And by the way, they're sending me one to test." And, curious to see, he seems to get it and to think it's fun. My fear in sending any of these out was that the person would be like, "Yeah, here are all of its flaws. This is why it's dumb." And then suddenly all the Kickstarter people would be like, "Oh shit," and start backing out of their pledges. So it was very scary. Like, do we send this out, or do we just let people imagine it and then, back it? But with the harp pedal video, it worked to our advantage for sure. So we'll see how it goes once Ola reviews it as well. There's a guy named Eddie something in Mexico who's doing a review as well. His reviews are all in Spanish, and that'll be fun too, just to see it talked about in Spanish.
So with the fart pedal and it kind of being up in the air now, like as far as a number 2, do you think in a few years time, down the line in a few years time, we're still going to kind of maybe mention this?
I don't know. I'm so new to this world. Like, as we started building it, I learned more and more, mostly from John, my engineer, about the pedal world, right? And started to watch more pedal reviews and learn about that community. And but I also see a ton of used pedals being sold on Facebook marketplaces. So who knows how quick these will be in and out of people's hands, right? I hope so. I hope, like, the joke was, my God, we're making rock and roll history here. That was always said in jest. I really want the Grammys to issue a statement banning the use of the fart pedal from all live performances on their show. I'm a troll. That's really what I am. In whatever world I'm playing in, I'm a freaking troll. But I do it good-heartedly, right? Not not an evil troll. And if people are still talking about this thing in a couple of years, I think that's awesome. How cool, I'd be very lucky if that were the case. And if people just get it and put it on the shelf and it never gets talked about again, that's cool too. It was, at least we had that moment of validation of, like-minded people who said, yeah, that is a cool idea. We'll give it a shot. So either way, I'm cool.
Well, I think most guitar players get the joke. Like, come on, guys. Like, how, I think we get the joke.
Yeah.
And I kind of think it's going to be like one of those deals, like the way the Korg Miku is thought about now.
Yeah.
was $100 and something brand new, and
Yeah.
it's like $500 now. You know what I mean? Boss just released a collaboration with Solo Sound of London and did a tone bender clone, and it was $350 brand new, and now it's like $1,250 to $1,500.
Well, I should
And
keep
there was only 3,000 of those.
Okay.
So I think, and I'm not, and obviously that's just fuzz, and fuzz pedals are crazy. That's a whole nother rabbit hole. But the fart pedal, I think it's definitely making history.
That's amazing. That's
I
funny to
think
hear.
I think Jim agrees. I think most guitar players would agree this is history.
Oh yeah.
That's hilarious.
And it's just going to be one of those pedals that are just like a unicorn kind of thing. You know,
That would
like
be cool because no one's bought pedal 1 yet, which we put up there for $1,000. So if I get to hang on to that one just in case it becomes big, that's great. Then
that would be awesome.
We did talk about trying to get a Kickstarter for that pedal. So
That's
just wanted-
Kickstarter.
The Kickstarter for the Kickstarter.
Better wrap it up quick. We've only got 9 days to.
Yes. Is there still 9 days, guys? If you're out here listening to this, I think by the time we air this, it will be over the reservation on the Kickstarter.
Oh man.
If the Kickstarter is over, can we still get one? And if so, where at?
Yeah. So the fartpedal.com is going to be where you can get one. And we will have some extra inventory, which will either just sell direct on the fartpedal.com or through Reverb or some other marketplace. But what will likely happen is right after the Kickstarter, it will still be several weeks before that production run is finished. So it'll just be a website that collects your email address, and we'll make it a waiting list basically. So the fartpedal.com, right now that takes you to the Kickstarter, but as soon as it's over, it'll be some other page that gets your email address. So
Has the 250 of the original allotment been accounted for?
yeah, except for pedal number 1. But
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
interesting is we still have every few days someone cancels their pledge when they realize, oh shit, it's going to tip. I don't want to pay that money. So there have been those, one of the first 250 will pop up as one left from time to time, and it goes pretty quickly. It's always the next one someone snags, but yeah, it's if you hit refresh all day, you might catch one of them.
You might get lucky. So guys, if you're listening, you got to get over to the fartpedal.com, get your fart pedal, get it in your hands, and crank it up. Play this puppy loud. So, are the farts like on like a chip? I guess.
Yeah. So they are stored on a chip in the pedal, and the pedal, if you open it up, will have a USB interface, so you can actually put whatever the heck you want on this thing. Which we're going to release a video to kind of show people how to hack it and put their own sounds on there. And because we hit our stretch goal of doubling our goal, I'm working with the sound design company to do a second package of fart sounds. We're going to do like a theme of extra juicy or pants stainers or whatever. I don't know. And just do a whole other series that people can add to the library as well. So
a Taco Tuesday night.
That's great. Taco Tuesday theme.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But
So
theoretically, you could put a full guitar solo on it, the one time you nailed it perfectly, if you have a recording of it, and then just trigger that with a pluck, one pluck your string, and that'll blast to the amp. But yeah, you can make it whatever you want, but we'll be open about that once these things ship and show people how to hack into it.
Well, I applaud. I think Jim does too. I applaud the transparency here.
Sure.
As far as just like, like we're not trying to hold a veil over this thing. And
no, we prefer people just keep it with the farts. We think they'll regret it. As soon as they go in there and think they got something funnier, they'll feel bad and wish they'd just left the original farts on there. But we're not Apple. So you want to get in there and mess around, you go ahead.
That's why you need two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you got to get out and buy two.
That's right. My biggest fear is because the technology is so simple and we're not doing pitch tracking or something, it's not the hardest thing for someone to replicate. People just haven't thought of it before, because why would I build a pedal that ignores the signal coming in? It doesn't ignore it, right? It accepts that there is guitar signal, but it ignores all of the parameters of that note and tone. So, but someone can duplicate this pretty easily. And that's always a fear, is that they'll duplicate it and add a blend knob or add some little feature that makes it more exciting for people. And then they'll, go buy that one. But
Well,
that's why we called it the fart pedal. So
exactly,
yeah,
because there is only one fart pedal, and it is the fart pedal.
that's right. Absolutely. So far.
Man, that blows my mind that you could potentially mod it. You could potentially put your own farts on there.
Yeah, but now
If you put your own farts on there, does it erase the original farts?
that's up to you. There is limited space on the thing, so it's unlikely that you'd probably have to delete some stuff to put stuff on there.
Gotcha.
Because we have them saved out pretty high quality. And the ones we have, you'll find if you just record one with the microphone, it's going to sound like shit. Well, no pun intended. But it's, these are recorded and made in a very specific environment and setting so that they sound really nice coming out of your amplifier. They're not just someone farting into a crappy microphone. These are done in a studio, in a silent room, and
Done with microphones and equipment that's probably worth 2 or 3 times more than what most people are playing out of.
Sure, absolutely.
These are professional farts here, folks.
That's right.
We need professional farts.
Yeah, no one can duplicate that part. And I challenge, if some other upstart wants to go make a fart pedal, go ahead and spend what I spent on farts. Go ahead. See if you get your money back. This was the same thing when I was on Shark Tank with my stick figure cat drawing company. Right after it launched, all these copycats launched too, thinking that the market was, people want poorly drawn stick figure cats, so we'll all do that too, and we'll do it a little better. But that wasn't the market. The market was, they wanted this stupid thing they saw on TV. And I think that's with the fart pedal too. It's, kind of the hype and the videos around it. Yeah, someone could duplicate it, but it's probably not going to be as exciting or fun at that point.
Especially being the original. Most people want the original, not a copycat.
Right. I hope so.
Oh, we want it.
No, we think you're onto something. And if you, and this is just, obviously this is my stupid opinion. You're onto something. You have something golden here. You obviously don't have to do another fart pedal.
Mm-hmm.
You do some other kind of pedal that's whatever. You're hitting something that's not really been done since the Miku pedal. And if you think about the Miku pedal, people went crazy for it, and people still go nuts for it. And let the haters talk, man, because they're just jealous that they didn't think of this. Seriously. I mean, if you think about it, like, as well as I do, there's everybody and their brother going, man, why didn't I think of that?
And I think,
why didn't I have that?
It's so
simple. Lot of them did think of it. They just didn't take the extra step and build the thing, and then figure out how to distribute it, how to produce a bunch of them. And it's just those extra steps. Like, no idea that I've ever had has been original. It's always just a matter of, but I'll take the extra step of the unadvisable step of putting some money and time behind it and making it happen.
And also big shout out to the engineer as well.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, for having him to just kind of tie all the loose ends together, I guess.
He's brilliant. His name's John Halverson, Toolbox Electronics. He really is. And what I love about working with him is he understood early on, let's not over-engineer this thing. Let's, keep it a simple joke and not give it 40, because we could still be working on it if that were the case.
Yep.
It was, I think a couple weeks after I talked to him, he sent me a video of, it was on a breadboard, and it was not professionally recorded fart noises, but he just plucked a string and a fart came out, and we thought he figured it out.
You did it, man. You got
Yeah.
the DeLorean to go 88 miles an hour.
It was amazing. I was so jumping up and down, just freaking out. And he's also educated me a ton about, where to find enclosures, how to get them powder coated, and all the different knobs and components you need to build one of these things. So I'm very lucky that I came across his path, because I probably would have been, I wouldn't have been able to do this without someone like that.
The unsung hero of the fart pedal.
Absolutely.
Round of applause for that man.
Yeah.
Well, we're obviously closing in on our time here.
Sure.
But we would be remiss if we didn't ask about the Shark Tank.
Oh yeah, sure.
Obviously, if we didn't bring that up, right, Jim?
Yeah.
I mean, did your butthole pucker up and take a bite out of your jeans when you were doing that, or what, man? That'd have been crazy.
It was, my company was, I called, I want to draw a catforyou.com. I draw really terrible stick figures for people for $10. And I applied to Shark Tank as a joke. And I really just wrote them an email. I said, hey man, I draw stick figure cats. Let me add them. And I sent them a link to my website, and they're like, all right. And they kept calling me. And before I knew it, I'm out there and they're prepping me to pitch. And, the whole goal there was to make an ass of myself on national television. I had no aspirations to cut a deal with one. I thought, come on, they're going to tear me apart. They're going to make fun of me. They're going to be brutal. It's going to be amazing. What a fun story I'll have. And then Mark Cuban, it's like, all right, I'll bite. And we made a deal, and he was part owner of my cat drawing company. So it was great. It wasn't scary at all. I was nervous when I was meeting with the producers. When I went out there on the show, I was like, all right, man, let's be as big a weirdo as I can be. And it was a great experience.
Could you try again?
My watch keeps thinking I say things to it.
That's all right. So how much did Cuban kind of invest into the cat company?
He invested $25,000 for a third of my cat drawing company. I had only asked for $10,000.
Okay.
And he upped the valuation pretty quick. And then he sent it to me, and we partnered on it, and he was involved, and it was weird. And I still draw cats. He's not tied to the business anymore, but it's still running. And every time I shut it down, and then I'll open it up on a whim and instantly just start getting orders like it had never closed. So that thing's had a long shelf life. And,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, absolutely. For
you
sure.
know,
I tried that with the fart pedal. I reached out again because it had been 10 years since I've been on Shark Tank. And I said, hey guys, I got a really stupid idea. I'm going to out stupid myself on this one. And the producers called me, and they loved it. And they had me shoot a video for them. And then they're like, you know what, we're going to pass. And I was devastated. I thought, that was the only way this thing was ever going to sell. It needed that kind of attention. And that's why when we launched the Kickstarter, I'm like, we've come this far. I've put all this money behind it. We got to just try it. And I think it was a Guitar World article that really just launched it on the third day. And it's just, I'm so grateful for that, because I thought, without Shark Tank, this thing is dead. But I think, I'm very excited about the success we've had with it so far.
Oh man, I think we all are kind of excited about this thing.
That's awesome.
What are you going to do if the demand just becomes overwhelming for more past what you're
I don't know
to make?
I don't know. We have capacity, right? We're working with a production company that says, they work with pedals that do like a couple thousand units every few months, right? So I think we can handle it, so long as we can, keep the price point around where it is. That should be fine. And I'm happy, I can put in an order for 100 at a time with these guys at this point. So we'll see. I'm really naive about how and where this can go. We've had people reach out. They want to distribute the product in Japan and Taiwan. And I don't really know what that means.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And we haven't yet had any distributors in the US try to put this thing in Guitar Center or Sweetwater. So, that would be great. But I don't know. Is that realistic? How do I even go about that? I have no idea. So I'm just sort of pawing around. And fortunately, the attention from the Kickstarter has had some people reaching out anyway, without me needing to know who to find. But we get some really big name musicians who have ordered them. I'm not allowed to talk about, but blew my mind. And, we'll be showing some videos from that.
That's
on the line.
awesome.
So hopefully demand is more than we can handle. That would be a great problem to have. And we'll just see what happens. I'm also totally prepared for this to just like, cool, we did it, it's done, and now nobody gives a shit and wants more, and that's fine too.
Oh no! After all,
I think there's going to be people clamoring once the 500 is said and done.
Yeah.
Knowing that there's going to be a little bit more, obviously, people know that there's going to be a little more.
Yeah.
Once those are said and done, people are going to want it.
All right.
I mean, I think
right.
I hope I'm right too, man. I really, really, really do.
Yeah.
Guys, get over to the fartpedal.com. Buy your fart pedal. I had to con my wife. We're finally going on a vacation since all this COVID stuff. We're going to go to Vegas, and I had to pull out some money out of the vacation fund to set aside for the old fart pedal, because the Guitar Pirates podcast needs one. Even if it's not a first 250, we still got to sit with the man and talk to him about it, and I've got to at least get one of the first
We'll
ones.
put something special in there for you too, man. We'll make it a special one.
My gosh.
It'll be one of a kind somehow. I don't know how yet, but we'll make it.
Dude,
we'll figure it out.
We'll hearing that's awesome. We're so excited for this. I want to thank you for coming on the
Absolutely.
ship, dude. And honestly, I know we're kind of running on tight schedules, but one of these days we're gonna have you come on and just hang out and talk some more about this stuff. Because I need to know more about this Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, more cat stuff, your podcast.
Yeah, for sure. No,
I mean, there's so much stuff. The fart.pizza you've got. I mean, it's all out there, guys. Get over to fart.pizza and check this man out. I mean, my word.
Well,
thank you for settling in and staying in for our Halloween Fartastic episode, our special episode brought to you by Meanbeard. Head over to meanbeard.com, promo code GPP15. Thank you, Jim, for showing up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve, for doing this.
Anytime.
Brother, I'm going to stop the recording, and we're going to crowd around this computer and take a picture.
All right. I actually sealed my pedal in the can. I was testing out the can sealer just to make sure I could get them in here. So I got to open it, and then we can take a picture with it. Give me a sec.
So this is a live unboxing here.
So this is technically an uncanning.
This is a live uncanning.
This is not what the can will look like. We'll have it, with a cool label, and there'll be more than just the pedal in there. Had to figure out how to seal things in cans, and the first few cans are just destroyed. I had the can sealer installed wrong, and I was sealing cans to the can sealer. It was a mess. But then here's the fart pedal.
We should put a fart bomb in there. That way, when
we talked about it, actually, John just bought some fart spray. With the spray, and I thought, dude, I'm making these in my basement. My basement's gonna smell terrible if I do that. But yeah, you gotta become.
There it is, folks.
Oh wow,
the fart pedal uncanned. Uncanned. All right, man. Let me stop this thing and we'll do this.
All right.